We don't have a pool or a spa. It's all about high quality golf and spending time with the people that you are golfing with. In the late 1990s, a developer tried to create a private gated community, 2 championship golf courses, equestrian center, pools. The efforts never really got off the ground.
Well, I knew about Forest Dunes 20 years ago or more when they built the first golf course, and it kind of sat in limbo for a while before it opened. So it was, you know, everybody was curious about it because they didn't open it for so long originally.
A gentleman by the name of Lou Thompson bought the property. He's a trucking magnate from Arkansas. Lou really took the development to another level. He added lodging. We became a little bit of a destination, but we only had the one course.
I got inducted into the Michigan Golf Hall of Fame a few years ago, and I was down there for the awards ceremony, and I kind of said I hadn't worked again anywhere around home in 20 years. You know, I'd really kind of like to do something around home. And 2 or 3 of the golf writers who I'd known for years who were at that event came up here that night. You know, they heard rumors about a second golf course, and they said, well, you guys have to talk to Tom. I mean, he was just talking about wanting to work up here yesterday. So putting that out there at the right time really helped.
Lou Thompson at that time said he wanted a golf course that would be 3 things. Something that would be totally different than Forest Dunes, something that would wow people, and something that would make people want to stay for multiple nights and increase that lodging.
So I'd been thinking about a reversible golf course ever since I saw the appendix in the back of Tom Simpson's book, which I must have read 30 or 35 years ago. He did a lot of courses for rich individuals, so like 3 holes in the back of their estate, and obviously a 3-hole course gets pretty boring if you just play the same golf course all the time. So he played around with making it reversible where you could play it either way and the holes were really different. And he sketched that out in the appendix to his book, and I just looked at that and thought, that's a really cool idea. It'd be cool to do that on a bigger scale someday. You know, I always had that in the back of my mind, and a few times I doodled around on it trying to see how holes would fit together the best. You know, what kind of greens could you build that would work from 2 different directions at the same time, and most importantly, what ones wouldn't work. We toured around the land, and it was a nice piece of land for golf, but it wasn't really dramatic. You know, it's not an oceanfront thing like several of the other projects I've done are. And then he said, and I really want to wow people. And I thought, well, the site's not going to do that. You know, the only way you're really going to wow people is to do something where the concept does that. I only showed them the one way first. You know, I just laid out the map with one way, and, you know, we had about 5 people in the room, and everybody was looking at that. And Lou said, that looks like a really nice golf course, but it doesn't wow me. And I said, well, yeah, but this is the other part. And I pulled the map off, and I had the map of it playing the other way underneath. And I said, you know, this is another golf course that you can play in the opposite direction on the same ground.
He said, no, are you familiar with the birthplace of golf? St. Andrews was at one time a reversible course, and he kind of takes the plans over each other and says, I can build you 2 in 1.
Just silence for about a minute. And then, okay, that wowed me. Lou wasn't really in the golf business, so he got the concept made perfect sense to him, and he didn't worry about the question that a bunch of people would ask me, well, how would that be ranked? What will the raters think of that? Because I knew that the raters would be confused by that. That's not what he cared about. He already had a golf course that was ranked, so he figured that would put the place on the map. He wanted what he wanted, for people to stay and for people to be amazed at something different.
What I'm not sure gets appreciated enough is the location of Forest Dunes and it truly being secluded, right? Like this is a resort trying to make it in a model that's almost like abandoned, in that, hey, let's build it and trust it, and people will show up and come and play it. And good on them. You know, they've added the bootlegger bar, the short course. You know, they have a lot of land. I think they'll probably add a 3rd big course, and they're, you know, counting the loop, I guess, as 1, but a 4th playable course at some point. And I think the original Weiskopf, the original Forest Dunes course, we got to play that solid, and conditioning is exceptional.
So pure.
It offers such a different challenge than the loop, and I think that's really cool.
Big guy and I are hitting cups, 18 of them. It's Solly and I versus the Sarge and Big Randy. We're playing Vegas, baby. Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
How do you like your odds?
Oh, I love them.
You want to play real golf? Come on, man. You want to play real golf?
Sure, I will.
Oh, 72 cups in the
72
group.
cups? You think they'll do it?
Honestly, when's the last time a foursome has hit 72 cups?
Forest Dunes is, immaculate. And it is typical Parkland style. The front nine meanders through the forest.
Cody has a myriad of options how to play this. Hit the slope, but he's got to play left if he does that, or fly it all the way there and spin it. Oh, he's flying all the way there. He's going to spin it. This is in the hole.
Almost jarred it.
God, that was sick.
It's really known for the tremendous green complexes. Very fast, very true, and then the back opens up. A lot of native wasteland areas, a lot of scruffy underbrush.
Should have pressed right there. If you had any balls.
Oh, I almost called him a shot, didn't I? Damn.
Has a great set of closing holes, especially for a match that comes down the stretch with 15, 16, 17, a trademark Tom Weiskopf drivable, high risk, high reward, par 4.
15T, 12 more there. Solly and I are up $132 on the snoozy Snorri boys.
I thought we were playing Denari.
Are we playing Lira? Cody, did you say that at the beginning?
Rupees.
Rupees?
Well played. What a save. Great three.
Boy in.
Oh!
He called a shot. He called a shot. You're a little party
Neil,
boy.
you had to make your par putt.
I had to. Steal your thunder. You always do that. You always do that, man. Come on.
Oh. And make a move they have.
Yeah.
That's on the surface.
All right, Sarge.
Great ball.
Oh, great.
The 18th, Eagles Chance, a par 5 that, depending on which way the wind's blowing, have a great shot at Eagle.
I love you guys.
And then if that match is still tied, we have the 19th hole, a Scottish tradition, the bye hole. It's spelled B-Y-E as in wave goodbye. We like to call it the bye hole, B-U-Y, as in who buys. If that match is tied and you need one more to decide it, that's a neat ending to that course.
I bet there's spirited debates between buddies groups about which course they like more. I can totally see a group that likes the greener, more lush, ball up in the air style, and the people that love to play it along the ground.
I think we need to talk about the most shocking thing of the entire experience of Forest Dunes.
The music on the par 3?
The soundtrack on the par 3.
The short course is something that we added in 2020, designed by Keith Rebb and Riley Johns, who are some up-and-coming architects.
You have a better chance of getting a hole-in-one on some of the hardest greens I've ever seen than you do guessing what the next song is going to be. There is literal no chance of guessing.
Not only the next song, the genre of the next song.
Aaliyah, just Bad Company,
Poison,
Kelly Clarkson.
Bach.
Switching gears. Going from 1 to 3.
Oh, we didn't
God.
start it.
I love Michael Jackson. Oh, she hit the note right at impact.
The whole point of the bootlegger is fun and throw out par. We call it a short course. We don't want you to measure against anything other than the people you're playing with, whether it's a match or whether you're just having fun.
Guys, I want everybody to know Nick is putting his tour sauce record on the line.
Oh my God, he's
one for
under.
one.
Yeah.
One hole, one birdie.
Do it. Go in. Oh my God! Ice cold, baby.
Oh God, go in.
God, that was tracking, man.
Oh my God, that would have been amazing.
I'll let you just take my place on the trip.
That's so good.
I think now Nick's in and Randy's out.
Good morning, Randy.
Good morning.
What are we doing today?
We're here at Forest Dunes and we're playing the duel.
What's the duel?
We were the first ones that really had this 18-hole reversible golf course that we were booking. And the thing that everybody requested at first was, well, we want to play it both ways. You know, on Tuesday, we want to play it both ways. And we were like, you know what? That would be pretty cool. A lot of people would want to do that.
3 days in our season with the 31st day. Instead of playing the black routing on the 1st and the 31st 2 days in a row, we have the duel at the Loop where players can play both routings in the same day. Those are the only 3 times a year in our season that you can do that.
We said, how about we do a 2-person best ball, split start, 1 in 10. We start in the morning, everybody goes out. As soon as the last groups finish on number 9 and number 18, we have the tee markers all set, ready to go in the opposite direction.
It's always sold out in a record amount of time. I think this year was 7 minutes from the time we went live for registration until it all sold out.
It kind of melts your mind, but you can start to appreciate what Tom Doak did here. So DJ will be playing with a very, very special guest today. My brother-in-law, Mr. Eric Goodman, affectionately known as Good Bar. Just a great guy. You'll hear his laugh. He's got an infectious laugh, and he has a golf swing that John Daly, I think, would admire. It's just a demon getting it up and down. DJ, though, has never seen him, I don't think, break 95 because Good Bar always comes down to Florida and can't handle the Bermuda grass. He lives in Cincinnati.
Well, thanks for your time, man.
Yeah, sure. And good luck, everybody. And I do want to say, New York Times crossword, they always say like a dual instrument, and it's EPE, E-P-E-E. It's one of the recurring crossword puzzles.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good luck, gentlemen. Play well.
What was your wake-up time?
4:30 a.m. Didn't need an alarm either.
4:30, walking 36.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm going to see the stellar player that I've always heard about.
As you can tell, I'm in good shape. Ready to walk 36. My goal today is to make you think I'm not a shitty golfer.
All right, well, that's a great goal. Let's
try to break 80.
Let's both have that goal. Let's think negative and test positive. Is that what they say?
No yelling at each other.
Good Bar, 4:30 in the morning. What's it take to get this body charged up, ready to go?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Number 2,
Okay.
a cigar and a water.
Stay up. Oh my God, partner. Sit. Hell yeah. God.
Those weren't our best efforts.
How'd you sum up our start?
Not great.
At least
Hey, bogey golf. Yeah, right.
All right, you've been raving about the Loop since we showed up this morning. What do you love about it?
It's different. It's different than anything else. And being at Forest Dunes, the original Forest Dunes course is great, but the Loop is so different, and it took an amazing mind to kind of figure out how to put it together. And it's different every time. You got to play it on the ground. You've got to bounce it in. It's not like a lot of other golf courses in Michigan.
The conditioning was, it was as close as I've seen to Scotland the summer that we were there. Just so thumpy and fiery and everything. But B, like it was just so consistent throughout.
If you pick the right grass and you're determined to maintain it the right way, you can make that part of the game more appealing for people and actually make it a little harder for good players. You know, you firmed up the greens too, so it's not so easy just to fly it and hold it. It's not just St. Andrews, like a lot of the links courses used to play play in reverse for a couple months in the winter. It just took, because what it does is it takes pressure off the landing areas. You know, if you've got a 400-yard hole and people hit it 250 yards, you know, most of the year they're hitting it to one certain place, but if you turn it around, these guys are hitting to the other side of that. So you don't divot up the fairway, you give it a bit of a rest.
Solly, what do you think of the thump?
Oh, it's one of my favorite sounds in golf. When your club hits it, when the ball hits it, it means the ball's gonna roll. It means you have to think a step in advance of where you're aiming it. Almost never are you aiming it straight at the flag whenever you hear that thump.
Did you think that thump would be in northern Michigan?
I have not seen the thump this far north. Sand Valley's got the thump, maybe that works. I don't know which one's further north, but no, this is not a area of the country I would associate the thump with.
Very good. Best of luck today.
Thank you so much, thank you.
Oh, good shot, DJ. Stay there.
Stay. Oh God. Almost.
People either love or hate the loop. It's a love-hate relationship, and you'll get low handicappers who think they're gonna fire at the pins and go out and shoot this low score, and they do that and their ball lands, you know, a couple inches from the cup, but yet it rolls 45, 50 yards past the green.
I have never played anywhere where you see people like miss 30 yards long. You know, they try to fly it to the middle of the green, he hit it just a little too far, they catch it, roll off the back, and it's all fairway back there, so it just keeps going.
That was like 5 feet from awesome, and now you've got 70 feet.
That might be the title of this episode.
It could
right
be.
There.
That was 5 feet from awesome.
5 feet from awesome.
Impossible 70 feet.
Nice double.
Hold.
Set.
Down. Nope. Keep going.
Generally, that happens to the good players as much as it happens to the bad players. I mean, you could skull a wedge and wind up going way over too. That's not good.
What's going through your mind here?
Bump it into the ridge is my play right here.
I'm hearing a lot of interesting ideas.
Or maybe just try to make a long putt over there.
Yeah. Not much to be done there. Let's see if Kale's got any. That's the risky run on that one. Whoa. I thought that was going the other way. That's right, we'll take it. We're back. I think it's awesome so far. I wish I was in play a little bit more, but truly some diabolical, mean-spirited stuff going on the greens.
More mental warfare or physical?
Mental warfare. It's super wide. It's pretty long today, but it's super wide, and yeah, I'm beating myself. I wouldn't say I'm getting beat by the golf course necessarily, but maybe that's the golf course tricking me into beating myself. Who could say? There's a lot going through my head right now. I could guarantee you that. My partner's carrying me. I've talked so much shit about my partner in years past. Said he was trash, he was. But today he's truly lugging my body around the golf course as I'm trying to find it. But I'm not gonna give up.
I just have such a past history with Doak. Like just some bad memories, especially playing left-handed at Pacific Dunes. And they're kind of flooding back to me right now.
So no, I don't think people need to change how they play to play my golf courses. I think they need to change how they think to play my golf courses. You can get around here with whatever you've got, but you're gonna have to figure out how to do that. I'm not just gonna make it easy for you to get around here.
So the obvious question is, do you start with one routing or do you design them both at the same time?
You're thinking about both, but you pretty much have to do a routing one way around to, you'll do a couple holes and then look at it backwards. Yeah, I think those would all work. But, the nice thing about this ground and the thing that I thought made it work so well for the concept was there's not a whole lot of elevation change from high point to low point. It's maybe only like 25 feet and it doesn't come all at once. So you don't have to worry about when you're playing backwards, it's gonna be a blind tee shot over a hill.
Wind pops up and Solly starts doing artisanal shit. Sheesh.
Good shot. Thank you.
Randy, you're charting the other course for the afternoon?
I told Sully I'll start charting the other course, so I played it way right. We're gonna have a look at afternoon round, so we should be all set.
Where else can you do that? I wouldn't even thought to do that.
Randy's playing timed chess against himself.
I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I was expecting, you know, with needing to come into greens 2 different ways, I was expecting it to be pretty gentle around the greens. This place is penal as shit.
You know, with a concept that's as complicated as this, you have to keep everything else simple. You know, you keep the greens contours a little more simple. You don't put as many bunkers out there because you're gonna trip over something if you're not careful. You know, having fewer features to work with is really a pro for a reversible golf course. If you have to play up over a hill in the wrong place, one direction or the other, that's a problem. If you've got like a beautiful maple tree that you want to protect and use as the background for one hole, trying to figure out how to use it the other way and not have it in the way, that's a problem. In general, it goes back to the concept is so complicated that you'd rather have everything else be simple. And if the land is too complicated, it's hard to make it work both ways.
I expected it to be a lot flatter and a lot more, you know, just low to the ground and more subtle features, and then be 1 or 2 big like defining features on each hole that define it both left and right. A bunker here or a big knob here, and it was much more like there's 6 knobs going 6 different directions over here, and it's like it's a puzzle. It's a 2,000 piece puzzle instead of the 500 piece puzzle that I was expecting it to be.
What are some of maybe 2 or 3 of your favorite features that work really well going both ways?
The 2 quasi Biarritz screens with the swale in the middle of them seem to work great both ways. You know, we set it up so that one of them you're just kind of going straight into it like a standard Biarritz hole. 11 on the black course, you know, you're going into it sideways, so the dip is in the middle and you've got 2 little plateaus on either side.
Neil and I are terrible partners, like we always have been. He hit, like, I just worry about like where his misses are going, where like I should be worrying about my own stuff, but I have to guard against like him making the sneak double or the sneak triple, where I don't feel like I ever have a green light.
Getting his ass.
It's just a philosophical thing. You know, I love that.
Bye-bye. TC's an angry Floridian. Wants his flat course back.
What do you say when someone tells you a course is too hard, or what's your reaction to that?
You know, when you design golf courses, you just have to accept that everybody's going to come off the golf course and comment based on how they played.
Do you think TC handled it well?
TC was sounding like a tour player walking off there.
I don't. You did. That's a great way to put it.
I thought what I thought. I still think it. There was too many elevated greens. There's like too many pushed up. I felt like it was false fronts on 3 sides of a lot of those greens, and they were built up too much. I feel like all day I was just chipping. I was chipping uphill to a plateau that was like a third as small as it should have been.
Hell yeah! What the hell was that?
You know, it's too easy, it's too hard. You know, the ones that are really instructive is you'll have a good player complaining about part of the golf course is too easy and the other part is unfair and too hard. And I just look at that as balance. You know, it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, you get away with more off the tee and then it's harder around the greens and you can't leave yourself in a certain place above the hole. You know, that worked out to me. And yet they want me to fix both parts. And I just like, no.
Go get him, bud. Come on.
I'm excited. I'm prepared now.
Yeah.
You know what you're in store for.
Good bar, how's your mindset going in the afternoon?
Same as it always is.
What's
Just
that?
Go hit the next shot.
Big?
Hey.
How you feeling?
Great.
Did you get a little lubed?
No.
Really?
What does that mean?
Like loosened up? Did you you had some drinks?
Lube.
Lubed, lubricated.
No, I haven't. I haven't had a drink yet.
Hardly touches stuff.
I'm trying to quit.
Teetotaler.
We do a Konica Minolta Biz Hub Vision right now. I want you to play Good Bar Swing.
Oh,
this narration right
No,
now.
we've already played it like 3 times. No, go ahead. We'll do it again. We'll do it
I
again.
want you to pay close attention to the shaft here as he gets to the top of his swing. I want you to see the recoil, the reverberation that you see like an audio wave as it bounces off his neck.
Long. It's a little long.
Come on, Doak. Let's go to fucking battle. Big boy.
Everything about the course, the conditions, the setup was a lot more difficult this go around than a few years ago. But as I understand it, you know, they have people like going super low at these events and they wanted to put up a defense. And so I take no issue with that, but
Really, Randy, we can't bitch about US Open setups being too easy if, you know, we're not accepting it when we're presented it.
I think that's exactly right. I think that's exactly right.
Where I will agree with TC is that I felt like I had control of my golf ball yesterday, and I felt like I was trying to play creative shots, and I was trying to think my way around and not just hit like, oh, I'm gonna fly it right to the hole. And I still felt like there was no way to get it close.
I think that's totally fair. And then I also say like some guys played it yesterday and like shot under par.
Yeah. So way under par.
Yeah. So it's like on the same hand, it's like, yeah, it could be done.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Maybe I gotta go out with those guys.
There were certain holes that felt they made a lot more sense the second time around because you had played them the opposite direction, like that short par 4, number 4 on black, where it's got the, you know, the kind of the half pipe in back there, but even that's angled. And I talked to Rob, the superintendent, and he said, hey, let's, you know, bang one up the left, have a short angle in there, and then you can actually use the slope. And that was great advice. So I know you're unearthing some of that knowledge each time around or when you talk to certain people.
Which course did you guys like better?
I was team black. I probably not a coincidence though, that was the second time around. Like if we'd have played it in the opposite order, I probably would like team red the most.
I liked the black as well. I shot probably 10 shots higher on the red because I absolutely filled my pants, but I liked it a lot. But I just thought there were cooler approach shots. I thought there were a lot more, especially on that back 9. There were some
short par 4.
Short par 4s were really freaking cool. The par 5s were cool. The par 3s just seemed a lot more playable. Like I really enjoyed the black
Just like
a lot more.
just more coherent.
Yeah.
You know, I've never told anybody which routing came first. I'll tell you guys, it was the red. And, you know, because I did the red routing first, I kind of felt like, well, all those holes are going to be fine that way, and I don't really have to worry about whether any of them work or not. But I'm going to have to spend more time when I'm in the field working on the black holes and making sure that the holes that are a little awkward work well. So Brian Slonick, who was running the job for me, I said, you concentrate on the red and like you think about the bunkering for the red and that kind of stuff, and you show me where you think things ought to go. And I'm going to concentrate on the black, and then we'll just compare notes. And if a feature that one of us was thinking was cool didn't work out for the other guy, then no, just throw it out.
It wouldn't be fun if you went and every course played exactly the same way. You don't go to a museum and like see who can paint the best red house. You want to see like all kinds of different stuff. And from that aspect, I really enjoyed it more even the second time around.
I try to also view it through the lens of a 15 handicap. Like, would my dad enjoy this, right? And I like being challenged, but like as a scratch player, if I think that if I struggle to even see the shot that I should be executing, I think that might be too hard, right? For a lot of people.
I mean, I'm playing pretty close to a 15 handicap right now. And I can say there are aspects of that course that 15 handicappers love. Like, you're not going to lose a ball.
Yeah. You're one of the lowest spin players in the world though too, so you're good at playing the ball on the ground.
And I feel like I can always putt if I don't feel comfortable. And I think those things, you have to consider those aspects as well.
I think to TC's point as well, it plays so fast that a 10-foot slope will play the same as a 2-foot slope, right? The effect of it, like the ball's gonna run down that hill. And the amount of times that things were just dramatically pushed up, I feel like kind of limits you on creativity, on where you could put pins, and like and strategic ways you could play, because there's just total death spots. and the safe route or the obvious play wasn't even that safe or obvious.
In with the peeler?
Where's that cut been all day?
Keep cutting.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, keep cutting.
Ground cuts.
Attaboy, big.
What a sweet hair.
Thank you. Coming through with the
The Ziggy Zag boys!
peeler.
I don't want anybody to lose sight of the fact that it's a truly reversible course, which I think is really freaking cool. And that should carry the day. It's a fun experience, and it might be hard. You might get some bad breaks, but I don't know. I don't think that's the point of it either.
Woke up this morning and I felt the more time that passes between the round and now in the present, it's making me think, which is good. I think the more it's spaced out, and some of the Houdini punches from Doak sting less.
I had more appreciation for it just the second time through, knowing a couple things like I know it runs off there, or I know this cuts in here, and I understood the course a lot better the second time around, or on the black routing.
So interesting for people when they go out the second day. The most common feedback I've got on the golf course is, it looks so different. I wouldn't have even realized I was on the same piece of ground the second day, because none of the backgrounds seemed the same. And they're not, because instead of looking down the golf course all the time, one day you're looking kind of out to open ground, and the next day you're coming in from here and there's trees right behind the green. And that just doesn't register to you as being the same setting at all.
I would rather a course go that way, where it's like it's not just obvious the first time I play it. It's like, man, that was really hard. Like, what don't I understand? I think that sticks with me and almost makes me want to play that course more than if it's just right there in front of you. It's like, oh, yeah, I see.
30 seconds, what's ahead, Solly? What's ahead? We are headed to Traverse City, then up to Kingsley, where we will be joining Mike DeVries, playing some golf up there. I got a match for my life with DJ. He's got the best of me in every possible every series we've ever made. He is one of me. You didn't want to make that a thing, but it's definitely a thing. Oh, it's 100% a thing. I'm making it a thing.
Loser leaves town, baby.
He has owned me, and nothing to fear. If he beats me again, then I wasn't even close, and you can go home. But I want to win this. I want to win this match very badly.